All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Sheffer's Grassland Dairy. I'm Renee Buplan. I'm the Executive Director for the Agricultural Stewardship Association. I think most of you know our organization, but if not, we are a community-supported land conservation organization that works on protecting working lands, connecting people to the land, as well as trying to promote a very vibrant future for agriculture and forestry in our area. We work with families like the Sheffers, landowners who voluntarily wish to conserve their land. And since 1990, we've been able to partner with these landowners and farmers to conserve 30,000 acres between our service area of Washington and Rensselaer counties. So approximately 11,800 of those are right here in Rensselaer County. And, you know, because that's not enough, there's always more to do. We do have a new goal, and we're going to try to conserve an additional 15,000 acres by the end of 2030. And projects like this are helping to get us there. So we really appreciate that. The Sheffer family and ASA are pleased that you're able to join us today. Besides probably being one of the hotter days yet this year, it's June 1st, and that means it's World Milk Day. And it also means it's June, so it's National Dairy Month. So it's very fitting that we are here to celebrate the permanent protection of this local organic dairy farm and the nutritional dairy products it provides. I did want to point out a few people, and some of them will come up later to speak, that are here, some officials. Carmen Bogle from Senator Jake Ashby's office. We have Rich Christ from the Rensselaer County Executive's office. Linda Garrett from American Farmland Trust. Mark Surdam from the town of Hoosick. We have Jeff Wysocki and Bruce Batar from the Rensselaer County Legislature. Donna Murray from the Rensselaer County as well. And of course the Sheffer family. There was some last minute scheduling conflicts, so unfortunately Lieutenant Governor Delgado was planning to be here, but he couldn't make it, and same for the Assembly member Scott Bennett, who was hoping to say a few words but was called into legislative session. Before we begin, I want to thank the Sheffer family and Eric, Jillian, Jackson, who I met, who is fantastic. This kid will be running the farm very soon, I can tell, and Wally and Kathy, for opening up your farm, but also opening up your story to us today. I don't know about you, but any day I can be on a farm and not behind the desk is a good day, so thank you for having us here. The Sheffer Farm and other farmers that ASA has worked with on farmland protection projects, they've done more than just sign an agreement to permanently protect their property. They're playing an integral role in conserving irreplaceable soils, ensuring future generations have the land base to grow food, fiber, and forestry products. They're promoting farm viability both in the region and statewide. They're providing local food security. They're fostering a vibrant agricultural community. They're helping with climate resiliency and the benefits of wildlife and water protection. And most importantly, I think they're giving hope to these farms. These are the rural, businesses that certainly dot our beloved landscapes, that they're going to be able to continue to diversify, to adapt over time for generations to come. And that's for the benefit of all New Yorkers. Sheffer's Grassland Dairy has worked with the ASA for a number of years to get to this moment of celebration. It was selected for a state dairy transition grant as part of the Farmland Protection Implementation Program back in 2020. If you remember back then, in the midst of COVID, I believe. And over the course of the next few years, Eric Sheffer and Chris Kraling, who's here, who's our senior project manager, that worked quite a bit with the Sheffer family, had many meetings certainly over those few years through the grant process to complete this project this spring and forever protect 420 acres. So I just want to give both of them a round of applause for sticking it out. But it wasn't just the Sheffer family, certainly in ASA, bringing this project to fruition. The wonderful thing about these projects is the widespread support for working lands. We are grateful to Governor Hochul, the New York State Legislature, the Department of Ag and Markets for really elevating the critical importance of conserving these farmlands and making sure we have a very robust environmental protection fund that provides the funding for this particular project. We're thankful to Rensselaer County Executive Steve McLaughlin and the County Legislature for partnering with us for many years now on farmland protection efforts, as well as the County Ag and Farmland Protection Board and the towns of Hoosick and Pittstown, who have helped endorse and frankly encouraged us to especially get these projects going early on in the process. And we really thank you all for making this project a reality. I now would like to introduce Carmen Bogle, who is the Director of Operation for Senator Jake Ashby's office. Come on up, Carmen.
Thank you. Senator Ashby sends his regards. He's sorry he could not be here. This was very important to him. We want to congratulate the Sheffer family on the land conservation. Farms play a pivotal role in our economy. I'm from Washington County, so I know just how important they are. But as a child growing up in Vermont, some of my fondest memories were on the farms that my dad worked on. So I applaud you, family, for protecting that, not only for today, but for the future generations to come behind. So congratulations.
Thank you, Carmen. And then later, there is a citation from the senator, and Carmen, you can do that later with the family. That would be great. Next, I'd like to introduce, if you wouldn't mind saying a few words, Rich Chris, who's the Director of Operations from Rensselaer County's Executive Office.
Thanks. Steve McLaughlin would have been here, but we have a special event today with Darryl Strawberry from the Mets fame, and I did not want Steve to miss that. Steve is an ardent Red Sox fan, and I hope that Darryl reenacts his Game 7 slow trot around the bases for Steve. But I did want to acknowledge, first of all, our commitment and our support for this, and this is a great American success story. A farm founded before the revolution and still in action today. And I want to credit a few folks who are very strong supporters here. Ken Harrington is the father of farmland protection in Rensselaer County. He's not here. He's probably on a tractor today himself. And he is hard at work, but he always makes sure that we stay focused and stay committed to the farmland protection projects and ideals. As do Jeff Wysocki and Bruce Patiri, the two legislators from here. And I want to acknowledge a neighbor of ours, Nassau Supervisor Dave Fleming, who's a very strong supporter of farmland protection and open space enjoyment, and I know a member of your ASA board. So we did not bring anything except my advice: don't leave Troy and come up Hoosick Street in midday. So I do want to say thank you, though, and congratulations to the Sheffer family on what I think is a great accomplishment today, and we hope that you are in many generations to come still in action and farming. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Rich. I'd like to now introduce Linda Garrett. She's the New York Regional Director of the American Farmland Trust. AFT has been certainly a trusted ally and partner on statewide farmland protection efforts for years with us, and we're really happy to have her here today.
So thank you, everybody, for inviting me to be here today to celebrate with you. This is a really exciting day for me. I came from a land trust background, protected lots of farms in my 30 years of conservation work, and now I get to do more of that with American Farmland Trust. And I just wanted to say congratulations to the Sheffer family for the protection of their farm with Agricultural Stewardship Association. I know that it's a hard decision to make. It's a big decision to make, and it's also a long process. We see the announcements from the state that we're having, that all of these grants were made, and people just assume that the land's already protected, and there's a lot of work between when that's announced and today. So congratulations for persevering and for working that through. And I just wanted to say that just recently, this April, I was out western New York with Commissioner Ball celebrating 100,000 acres of land protection through the Farmland Protection Program in New York, which was a really exciting milestone. And in this past budget, we were lucky to have another $21 million for farmland protection. So hoping to be able to do a lot more projects like this one in the future, and really applaud the land trusts that are hard at work and the communities that are supporting that work, because it's really important. It really does take a village. There's if the communities and the towns and the municipalities, they aren't supporting the work that the land trusts are doing and the work that the farmers want to do, then it's really hard to get those projects done. Renee said a lot of what I wanted to say, but farmland protection is the solid foundation that creates so many benefits for all New Yorkers. So this just doesn't benefit the Sheffer family, this benefits all of New York State and all of New York's residents. Improving our air and water quality, our soils, providing bountiful local food, helping to mitigate climate change. Probably we're all kind of experienced that today. You know, it's just a little bit unusual for the beginning of June to have this warm and this dry. And also contributing to a really strong local economy and a rural community. But there are a lot of challenges that are facing farmers, as you well know, that put a lot of pressure on farmers deciding to continue or not to continue to farm. And about a third of our farmers in New York State are 65 or older, and there's a lot of them that don't have succession plans, don't know who's going to be the next one to farm, if they're going to be farming next. And so it's really great that you took advantage of that dairy transition grant to help transfer your farm to the next generation of farmers. And it's great to see the whole family here celebrating that, and the generations and all of the generations that your family has farmed this land. It's really important. But protecting the land is just really the first step. And we need to really support other programs that support farming, because this land is protected, but there's no guarantee that it's going to continue to be farmed. And so we need other programs that support farmers to be able to continue farming the land that is protected. We also just had the Environmental Bond Act that was passed, which also has some dedicated funding for farmland protection, and there's going to be some listening sessions. There'll be some here in the Albany area. So if you're, you think that farmland protection is important, you want to just kind of support that and put your 2 cents into supporting farmland protection funding through the Environmental Bond Act. So I just want to congratulate the Sheffer family and ASA for this wonderful project, and this huge decision and commitment to preserve your farm. And thank you again for letting me be here today, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. All right. Now, Jeff Wysocki, would you come up? So Jeff is not only a Rensselaer County legislator, but he's also the chair of the Ag and Farmland Protection Board, which we work with to help select these projects.
Yep. Thanks to Kenny Harrington. I didn't even know that he stepped down and just put me in there.
That's the best way, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, Kenny regrets not being here, but he's home doing hay. Just want to congratulate the Sheffer family on preserving their farm, as being Eric's 4-H leader in the past. So seeing them grow up, and I've known the family forever, and old Wally and young Wally.
That's my father? Is that my father you're talking about, old Wally?
Yes, your father, Wally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's been around for a long time. Hopefully it'll stay around for even a long time. But Linda's right. This is only the start. We still need to make the farms viable to be staying in farmland. So hopefully we can do something about that and make sure that we're able to be profitable. That's the key word on most of everything. So that's about all I have today, and congratulations, Molly, Kathy, Eric, Jillian, and Jackson, who I usually see walking down the sidewalk on the school when I'm on my school bus.
As Linda mentioned as well, these projects don't start certainly without the local support. So ASA has been very fortunate for the strong support from both the towns of Hoosick and Pittstown for many years as well. And we're joined today by Mark Surdam, who is the Hoosick Town Supervisor. Mark, do you want to come up and just say a couple words? He said he would only say a few. I said, well, just string along for one sentence, you know.
So he brought a piece of paper.
I did. And this is very unusual for me to do this. But just on a personal note, I like Carmen, I'm a transplant from Vermont all the way over in North Bennington. And some of my earliest memories, though, were working on the Hall Farm, which was on part of the McCullough estate. As a very young teenager, my aunt and uncle owned that farm, and so I got to do all those farming things as a young guy, and learned that I needed to take another avenue. So, and then so I came over. My wife is from here, so it was an easy decision to come over this way. Some of my earlier memories of Hoosick, going to basketball games, and there was this fellow named Wally, who everybody kind of knew,
That's my father again.
So, well, I'm not saying which one it was, but he was a little on the louder side of some of the games.
That might have been me.
He was the referee that was in the stands, sort of guy.
Some of those guys just don't know what the rules are.
So, but I got to know him a little bit. We even played basketball, I think, a little bit every once in a while as older guys. And then there's a younger Wally and Eric, watching them play football. And my son was fortunate enough to be a younger guy on the football team, went to States. So getting to know them, and then move forward a few years. Eric comes back from his college days and gets involved with the town, and we forged a friendship. And now as supervisor and deputy supervisor, working together for a number of years. So I get to hear some of the struggles he goes through and some of the good things that goes on here. So all on a personal note, it's all good. Eric and I have become good friends, and I enjoy talking to him, working with him, and but I know this life is not an easy life. So my prepared notes on behalf of the Hoosick Town Board and the residents of the town of Hoosick, we congratulate the Sheffer family, Sheffer Grassland Dairy, and the Agricultural Stewardship Association for coming together to forever preserve another piece of Hoosick agriculture, heritage, and future. By maintaining the land's agricultural use, traditional and newer farming practices, along with 6 generations of historical significance, the Sheffer family and the ASA continue to contribute to the conversion of rural landscapes and cultural identity. This preservation is essential for future generations to learn, understand, appreciate the importance of agriculture in our society. It has been and will continue to quietly serve as a local hub for dairy and food production, employment, education, knowledge, training, best practices, innovative technologies, and research for the coming generations. Again, I say congratulations to the Sheffer family and to ASA for pulling this together.
Thanks, Mark. All right, last but certainly not least, we're going to hear from Eric Sheffer. I know that at the heart of these projects, it's people, and it's their connection to the land and its connection to their soil. It provides their livelihood. So it's really an honor to introduce Eric Sheffer, owner and farmer of Sheffer's Grassland Dairy.
Like Mark, I took some notes too, which is unlike me, so mine are scratches, but we'll make do. First of all, on behalf of my family, welcome everybody. It's good to see everyone out here. I just want to introduce, there's some other family members that I want to introduce first. Obviously my wife and son, Jillian and Jackson, Kathy and Wally, my parents. Those 4 people deal with a lot of stress. We could call it other things, but I need to be polite. But they deal with a lot because a lot of people have mentioned farming isn't always easy. A lot of people around here know a lot about farming firsthand, so I don't need to go into depth. My brother and sister-in-law, Wally and Annalise, are here. Anytime cows are out and it's after hours, they're the first people I call. They live right down the road. They understand how to work with me, my parents, and animals. So thank you more than you would ever know. And they're also very active here. This is truly a family farm, so they're just as much a part of the farm as anybody. My Aunt Claude and Fran. So Claude is my dad's sister, so she's been here much longer than me. She's a part of the farm, always will be.
Actually, part of her toe is here.
and Fran. So a lot of when I was probably his age, Fran was here as a part of this farm, and he taught me a lot of the things right alongside of my father. So Franny is a big part of the reason that I, do what I do today. And then Jim and Therese, my in-laws, Jillian's parents are here, and they are, part of this family farm too, as their family. So as I said, thanks to you all. I got to give another 2 shout-outs. Jerry and Bill from the town board are here, and they're here supporting, me and also, but I appreciate them being here. Like Mark said, and on the town stuff that I do off the farm, we really support, landowners and farm owners, and I'm really glad that they came out today. Next, ASA. It was said that they've worked with us for a number of years. That is very true, and Chris knows better than anybody. We sat down a lot of different times long ago, before this exact project started. I don't know how many times you've been out here, how many phone calls he's had for me when I'm, earbuds in the tractor doing whatever, or sitting in the house on a rainy day. We always knew that we wanted to preserve this farm forever. It's been in the family forever. I'm not going to be the generation to mess it up, and I guess part of this process is, helping the next generation continue to not mess it up. So at any rate, ASA in general, all of you, thank you. But Chris, I don't know how you do what you do. You're excellent at it. Dealing with people like me can't be easy, because it's a stressful thing, dealing with farm families. We are fortunate because we've been in a pretty good financial position through the process, but I know some of those stories aren't the same. So again, truly thank you to all of you at ASA, but Chris especially. Let's see here. So the farm history has definitely been, talked about, so I'm just going to kind of jump into, what we did. As I kind of started to say, we've always known that we wanted to keep this farm as a farm. Almost any other thing that we would do with this land would probably make us significantly more money than farming. We're not doing this to get rich. With that said, I don't want to see this place go to anything other than than what it is. We're obviously grazers. That's our passion. Again, there's other better ways to make money, even in ag, than grazing, but that's our passion. That's what we do. So, Sheffer's Grassland Dairy is certainly something we're proud of. We decided before doing the ASA project that we were going to go, to the organic route. 2014 was one of our best, it was our best year. We tripled Wall Street's average. We made a lot of money, and we learned at that point that, moisture and a good pay price could yield us, a really good, business outcome. So organic opened up that opportunity. So that was a switch we made, which is why we're here today. 225 cows, milking and dry, we're doing pretty well. But the market is certainly tough. Jeff talked about it a little bit, as well as others. The next, we keep hearing these reports about the next year or two, whether it be organic or conventional dairy, and none of it is good. And what I can say is that because of this type of a decision that we made, it puts us in a better spot to be competitive. It puts us in a better spot to make good decisions to move forward. I do see this farm changing significantly, but this farm has changed since it became a farm. I think big changes are going to be big changes are going to be coming here. I truly hope that we always can identify as a dairy. With that said, they need to start figuring out how to pay the farmer to produce dairy. Like I said, we've been fortunate, but I have a lot of colleagues in this industry that have lost money for 4 to 5 years straight. There's only so much of that you can do. In the conventional world, 22 was a pretty good year, but they're already looking at 18 to 24 months of just horrible, financial impacts to the balance sheet. So it's pretty stressful times, but we are in a strong position, and we're really fortunate for that. It's a combination of us making good decisions, but also working with a program like this to ensure that we can keep on expanding. We're not using this to get caught up. We're using this to truly expand and get where we need to be, to position it so that the next generation can hopefully make a little money from it. I guess with that, I just, again, I want to thank, the family, everyone that's, all the elected officials. I know all of you. I really appreciate you guys coming out, and certainly ASA for doing all that you do. I don't know if anyone has any questions. What we want to do at this point. Happy to answer any questions. And I know, afterward, Renee will explain. But if anyone does want to see anything, we're here. I know it's hot, but does anyone have any questions? I think pretty much everyone knows the story now. So, but thanks again for everyone, to everyone for coming out. I appreciate it. So.
He's the CEO right here. I know that. Thank you all so much for coming out. Sometimes it's the staff that's up here talking, but we do have 3 board members here today from ASA, and I always I'm very thankful that they come out. They really the ones who help motivate staff in the direction of ASA. So I just want to, Dave Green is here, David Fleming, and Olivia Fuller. So thank them so much for coming out. And then I do want to say thank you to Chris and to Katie Jalak and McKenna Clark, who are also here on staff today just helping to put this together, and certainly the Sheffer family for hosting us and for basically willing to go down this road with us. And it was a little bit of a journey, but we got here and we're truly thankful. Please enjoy some refreshments. The